Here's a detailed movie-style ending story. The night sky over Dubai shimmered with lights. The tallest skyscraper in the world stood like a glowing sword piercing the heavens. Inside, chaos had just ended. The bomb was neutralized, the crime syndicate destroyed, and the city saved. Detective Lee Jackie Chan leaned against the glass wall, catching his breath. His shirt was torn, his knuckles bruised, but his spirit unbroken. Carter, Chris Tucker, as usual, was talking non-stop even though his lungs begged for air. Jack Dalton, John Cena stood firm, scanning the horizon, making sure no threat remained. The calm after the storm. Carter dropped heavily onto the marble floor, hands spread wide. Lord, why do these bad guys always want to blow up the fanciest buildings? Couldn't they just pick a warehouse or a barn or something? Lee, exhausted yet calm, looked at him and replied, "If they pick a barn, you will still complain." Jack chuckled, tightening the straps on his vest. He's right. At least we saved the most expensive view in the world. Carter sat up, pointing at Jack. Oh no! You don't get to make jokes! Muscle Man! You almost got me killed back there! Did you see me hanging from that elevator cable? That was not in my contract. Lee raised his eyebrow. You don't have a contract! Exactly. Carter shot back, his voice echoing through the hall. Which is why I need hazard pay. Matter of fact, I need retirement pay. Lee, we too old for this. A personal closure. Lee's eyes grew distant. He thought about the mastermind who had caused so much suffering, the same man responsible for his brother's death years ago. Now that villain lay defeated, unconscious on the floor, waiting for international forces to take him away. For Lee, it wasn't just another case. It was closure. Slowly, he walked over to the broken window, looking at the glittering city lights below. Carter joined him, less dramatic, but equally reflective. I know what you're thinking, partner. All those years, all that pain. But hey, you did it. You honored your brother. And you know what else? Lee turned to him. What? Carter smiled warmly, something rare for him. He'd be proud of you. For a moment, silence filled the air. Even Carter couldn't joke. Lee nodded, his eyes moist, but his heart lighter than ever before. Comic relief, of course. The serious tone couldn't last long. Carter snapped back into his usual energy. Now, listen. Since we saved Dubai, and basically the whole planet, I'm thinking it's only fair we get rewarded. Like, free lifetime tickets to first class. I don't want to see economy ever again. My legs deserve respect. Jack smirked. I don't think the FBI pays in airplane miles. Carter frowned. Then I'll take cash. Lots of cash. Big suitcases of it. Preferably non-taxable. Lee shook his head. You don't do this for money. Carter crossed his arms. Oh no! You do it for honor. He does it for duty. He pointed at Jack. But me, I do it for survival. And survival ain't cheap. Jack finally laughed out loud, a deep chuckle that echoed. You two are unbelievable. The arrival of reinforcements! Suddenly, helicopters circled outside the skyscraper. Bright searchlights swept through the glass. Moments later, armed tactical forces stormed in, securing the scene. The FBI director, an old acquaintance of Carter's, walked in. Good work, gentlemen. The bomb has been neutralized, and the syndicate's leaders are under arrest. The world owes you its gratitude. Carter jumped up. Yes! Finally! Somebody recognizes greatness when they see it. Do I get a medal? A trophy? Maybe a statue? I want my statue taller than Shaquille O'Neal! The director ignored him, shaking Lee's hand. Detective Lee, once again, you've saved lives. The department thanks you. Lee bowed slightly, humble as always. Jack was offered a handshake too, but he simply nodded and said, just doing my job. Carter waved his hands. Excuse me? Did you not see me karate chop that guy? Did you not see me defuse a bomb with zero training? Hello, I basically saved the world with style. The director sighed, walking away. Celebration on the rooftop. Later that night, the three heroes stood on the helipad, the wind blowing strong, the view of Dubai shimmering beneath them. Helicopters buzzed away, carrying the captured criminals. Carter spread his arms wide, breathing in the night air. This is it, man. We're on top of the world. Literally. And you know what? Next time, I'm picking the mission. And I say Hawaii. Sun, sand, no bombs, no skyscrapers. Lee smiled. Hawaii has crime too. Carter pointed at him. If anybody tries crime in Hawaii while I'm there, I'll arrest them and That's a Carter promise. Jack laughed, shaking his head. I'd actually pay to see that. The final joke. As they prepared to leave, a helicopter arrived to take them back to headquarters. Carter hesitated before stepping inside. He turned to Lee and Jack. Let me just say one thing. We've been through explosions, car chases, ninjas, and now nuclear bombs. But if anyone ever asks me what the scariest part was, Lee asked. What? Carter replied dramatically, sharing a hotel room with him. He pointed at Jack. Jack raised an eyebrow. What's wrong with me? Carter crossed his arms. You snore like a freight train. Man, I didn't sleep for 3 days. Forget terrorist-sure snoring is the real weapon of mass destruction. Lee burst into laughter, genuine and heartfelt, while Jack tried to hide his embarrassment. Closing frame. As the helicopter lifted into the night sky, the camera pulled back. The Dubai skyline sparkled like jewels below. Inside the helicopter, Lee chuckled softly. Carter kept talking nonstop, and Jack shook his head with a grin. The three unlikely partners, so different, yet bound together, rode off into the night, victorious once again. Carter's voice echoed as the screen began to fade. Rush Hour 6? Baby! But next time, I'm packing sunscreen and swim trunks.